Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So this is question set 4. So we are doing DBMS series. So I did 3 more videos and discussed 3 more questions, and this is my 4th question. So we have to do it quickly. So we have 2 different questions, and you can see this 4th one is different from above one, and this is only one question, and this is another question. So we have to design one ER diagram, 2 tables and 2 connections, and let's see what we got. So let's go to question. Now we are the software engineer, and we need to develop institute to develop the school system. So you have given the institute to develop the school system of Kagalu Mahavidyalaya, and your part is in this software is to create a database. So our job is to create database. With this software, you can easily manage all student information, all teachers information, and class schedules, etc. So you can do these all things with your software. So you need to make your database with that. So let's go to first one. You know how to draw ER diagram. So when we open the MySQL software, we can rename reference like Kagalu Vidyalaya DB, and it automatically set MyDB, and we can rename it when we want, if we want. And we are going to second one. I am just discussing this all for and go to my work. So let's go to second one and create table to store student information and their guardian information. Follow the instruction below when creating this table. So we need to create that tables using our GUI option. I mean, we can have this table options on left side of the ER diagram, and we can design our student table and guardian table, and we can use this varchar data type and lens as well. So that is so easy. We did that in my previous video also. And now you know how to make connections. So we have some relationships, one-to-many relationship and main-to-main relationship. Both of these we can have non-identify relationships and identify relationships. So now we need to give this. Now we need to choose what is the suitable relationship for that student table and guardian table, and how to connect them. So if I tell you about connection, so one guardian can have 2 students, or in other side 2 students can have 1 guardian, but one student can't have 2 guardians. It is not correct. So one guardian can have 2 students. So in that connection, we need to use one-to-many non-identified relationship for that to connect that student and guardian table. So you need to mark that connection in your ER diagram, and that is the third one. So you can see the name relationship between 2 tables, student and guardian, that you set up above. Mark it in the ER diagram you created. So you need to connect your student table and guardian table using one-to-many non-identified relationship. And we are coming to our 4th one. This 4th one is also connect with this Kagalu Mahavidyalaya Institute, but this is another table, another 2 tables, another 2 connection. So this is the 4th one. A teacher teaches several subjects, and one subject teaches several teachers. So let's get this highlighted sentence, and now we can understand. We want to connect this teachers table and subject table with many-to-many relationship, many-to-many identifier relationship. Then we connect these 2 tables using many-to-many relationship. We can have teachers has subject grid. So when we get teachers as subject grid, we can have teachers register number and student ID column, and also we can get records what teachers has what teachers teach some subject. If some teacher teach math subject, we can get a record to that table. So we need to make that table on our ER diagram. Create an ER diagram, create a teacher and subject table using the appropriate relationship. Follow the instructions below, create this table. So now we discussed about these 4 questions. Now we need to open our MySQL app, and we can use our GUI option to make this ER diagram. And also we can after forward engineer that ER diagram and get those things, and now we can open our MySQL software and see our database. And if there is any bugs in our MySQL app, we can also fix it in MySQL. So now we need to open MySQL Workbench, and let's do this quickly, because I explained you how to make ER diagram correctly and how to use GUI options, GUI icons. And now we are coming to this workbench. There's MySQL connections here. I use my database connection, and now you can get this workbench. So you need to go to file and new model, and you can have this MyDB MySQL schema. So now you can click on that, double click on that, and get this rename input field, and you can rename it as well. And after you rename it, you can press on this rename reference button, and you click on that, and you can get this refactor schema, and okay, and we can okay that message. And now we can go to this add diagram option and double click on that. We can see the loading screen and get that ER diagram. So our ER diagram name is Kaggle Vidyalaya DB. Now we rename the reference, and now we can use this GUI option to make our tables. So now you can see place a new table. So I told about quick key is press T. So we can make table using T also. And I am making tables, and I make another table. And now this table is for student, this table is for guardian. And now we can now you know how to make the table. So we need to double click on that, and now we can see we can change anything what we want. Okay, I fast forward this because you know how to make columns and how to choose primary key not null options. So I fast forward that. Okay, let's go to fast forward montage. Alright, now you can see I designed my guardian table and student table. Now we need to connect these two tables with relationships. So in my question series we talk about what are the relationships, and we have non-identified relationship, one to many and many to many, and also both relationships, many to many and one to many relationship, we have identified relationship type in MySQL app. And now we want to use one to many relationship to connect that guardian table and student table. So I am choosing this one to many relationship, and first choose this student table because the student has guardian. So when we click on that student table first, and second we can click on that guardian table. And now you can see we connect that table, and now we can get guardians details on student table also. Alright, now we have to design teachers table and subject table. So we need to design we can design that tables also in this diagram. So we need to use this option and make tables. And let's go to little bit the question and memorize the things we have. So in the teacher table we have teacher registration number, first name, last name, gender, contact number and email. And subject table we have subject ID and subject name only. So let's memorize it and design it quickly. So you know how to design it. I will pass this thing really quick and show you the connection. Show you when we connect those tables. And now I am going to fast forward montage. Alright, now I designed teachers table and subject table. Now we need to connect the tables using main to many identifier relationship. So this is main to many identifier relationship. So when we use that relationship, we can have another table. Now you know that I showed it in my previous video. So now we can select that main to many relationship, identifier relationship. You must know that this is identifier relationship because we need to get the teachers primary key and subject primary key to that teachers has subject table. So we are clicking on that teachers table first, and second we can select on this subject table, and now we can get the table like this. Now you can see it. So in my previous video I show you how to design invoice table. So this is kind of invoice table, but we connect teachers and subject table. So this is kind of like that, but this is not an invoice table. And now we need to give the teachers has subject ID. So we need to select on that, and now we have two primary keys. With these two primary keys we can't make another primary key again, so we need to close the ticks on these checkboxes. Now these teachers register number and subject ID is the primary key of that table. Now we can make the primary key with our own preferences. So I am making this like a ID, and I give it varchar type 10. No, I give it int data type. I want that primary key as an integer type, so when we don't use the integer ID, we can't give it to auto increment option. So now we need to move that column to up, so we can use this option, and now we click on that primary key and not null option, and I click on that checkbox which means AI, that means auto increment. So now we are okay, we make that table, and now you can see it when teacher teach some subject, that record goes to this table. So now our table is okay. We can go to this database option and forward engineer it, and we can have it in our database. So first I save this model, and I save this model in this location, and also you can export this as a PNG or SVG to show your database to customer, your client. So, and now we are okay, we make PNG file and database model. So now we need to forward engineer that 10. Now you can see this table. So if your password is stored in wallet, now you don't need to give the password again. So you can click on next, and don't click on these checkboxes, these are default, stay that like that, and next this, and you can press next and come to this DDL. So there's a data definition language here. We can code this database like that, and now we are making this database using GUI gadgets, but we can code this also. So code is like that. So this is DDL option, so we can also copy that to clipboard and save it from a Word Office file. So now I don't need that, I skip that process, and I finish my forward engineering. Now you can see my forward engineering finished successfully. Okay, now close it. Now we can go to our hide skill and open it. When we open, we can have this database. You can see the tag with the DB. So we have 5 more tables here. So let's go and see the table information. So now we can see tables. There's a guardian ID as a primary key, and student table we have index number as a primary key, and also guardian ID as a primary foreign key, and subject table we have subject ID primary key, and teachers table you can see that, and our teacher has subject table, we have primary key as ID, and it is auto incremented, and teachers register number and student subject ID is those columns are primary foreign keys. And this is what we got in our question set 4. So we need to create that 4 table with this question. So we are successfully made that. Now we are done our question set 4. Alright guys, I will catch you in my question set 5 video. So I think I'm so take it easy.